And I'm your girl, Jennifer Peña.
And today we're going to shed some light on how Empire Talk got started and what's the whole purpose of it all.
Yeah, so to start things off, I want to ask you, Hykeem, how did everything get started? What inspired you to start Empower Talk?
Well, it started all because I used to watch the news a lot, and I kind of had like suppressed feelings afterwards. And I said, you know what? I'm tired of watching things where you're not really getting knowledge or ways how you can help people or, just positive feedback. So I said, you know what? I'm going to come up with something inspirational, motivational that can actually help people out here. And so that's another reason why I said I wanted to find like-minded individuals to come along this journey with me. And it was a no-brainer. And so I was just like, okay, let me start reaching out to individuals and see what it would love to be a part of it.
Is that why you reached out to me?
Yes.
Yes. I still remember when you reached out to me. And for me, it was something completely out of my comfort zone.
Yes.
But for that reason, I wanted to do it. And I wanted to take part of this journey with you and your vision and not having any expectations for it. And I think that was the best part of it, because without expectations, I was able to create with you what Empire Talk would be. And I'm grateful for that opportunity. I'm grateful for where we are now and for where we're going to be in the future.
Yes. Oh my God. I know the way it finally over, because we supposed to then get started with a lot of things and filming and recordings, but when this pandemic happened, it kind of pushed things back, far back with all of us. And I know I was experiencing some things with depression. That's when I feel like I really my mental health was kind of starting to be, in stake because of so much that I was seeing on the news, and I'm looking I'm seeing all these people who losing their loved ones, their aunties, uncles, sisters, cousins, relatives, and then it started to get really real when it was people close to me. And then I was just like, okay, let me take some steps back. Let me work on my mental health. Let me start to, keep finding ways to, work out and, being safe. Let me, meditate, which, you brought that into my world because, I used to love, hearing all of your inspirations and meditation and your journey with it all. I love it. And so that's something that really helped me, because I remember us doing a meditation one time.
Yeah, we did a private meditation.
Yes.
I do remember
and
that.
I really enjoyed that moment with you. So.
Aww. Well, definitely the pandemic brought out the issue of mental health and how everybody experiences depression in different ways too. And that was something that inspired me to begin my the live meditations and helping others. But at the same time, when you give, sometimes, like you said, you have to reconsider yourself. You have to take care of yourself first. And I did end up taking a break and just give back to myself and give energy back to the things that matter to me, instead of putting myself out there fully. And I still definitely want to do more of it, but I also remind myself that this platform is a way to give back as well through a voice, and not necessarily just something of my own, but also come together with other people who are like-minded and have a similar vision, and they want to help other people, right? And I know you're really big into mental health, and it's inspiring to me, and I feel like I could add a lot of value with the knowledge about meditation.
Right. Yeah. It kind of works in play. So I feel like on your journey or whatever you choose to do in life, trust your instincts, trust your gut feelings, because I'm telling you, what you are most fearing about is the greatest success on the other side of the door. And I have to tell myself sometimes too, why am I so fearful of, being great, or I'm so fearful of being so, successful in life. And so I'm I have to continue to fight the great fight. And I know that by having this platform, we're going to discuss plenty of topics, as far as mental health, childhood trauma, abuse, neglect. I really want to help people out there. And during this pandemic, the suicide rate is high. And I feel like if you have relatives or friends that that battle with depression, or even some people that kind of show signs, look into those signs or research on, you know, depression, and you will figure out, like, you know, people who can be showing those signs. And, you know, I feel like those are the best times to give them a call or shoot them a text, just to reach out. That's the smallest thing, I feel, you know.
Absolutely. And with us being in quarantine, I remember when that happened. At first, we didn't know how it was going to affect us. And then later you realize, wow, with kids being at home, and all they have to do now, I mean, all that they have access to is the internet themselves, and the most toxic system of all, social media. And I don't know, I mean, you watch The Social Dilemma, right?
Yeah.
And it highlights how the biggest affected group is those the preteens and the teens. And it reminds me how they're constantly comparing themselves to all these other people that look a certain way, and they're depressed.
Yes.
And imagine with the pandemic, being at home and being stuck at home and not having those social interactions with their friends, it's gonna make you more depressed.
Yes.
And more to yourself. And I'm sure suicide rates have gone up as well.
Yes.
And that to me is sad. That's heartbreaking.
It is. And not only that, divorce rate has went up. And I was reading some articles, and it was saying, like, I guess people don't really spend, a lot of couples or don't really spend that much time together. So now, you know, being in quarantine, they have to spend time, and a lot of them don't even know each other like they thought they did. And so I'm just like, that is super crazy.
How about you? How about in your relationship? How has being stuck at home affected it?
I want to say, as far as affecting it, I want to probably communication.
Yeah.
And it's weird because when you're in the house, like, you would think the communication would be better, but that was something that was challenging. And I know what I was dealing with personally, with starting to get depressed during this quarantine, is, like I said, number one thing was watching the news, because that's all I was watching at home. And it's just used to put me in so many different modes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what?
But I think that's a job of the news, to make you feel a certain way, to keep you stressed, to keep you in fear. I've disconnected my cable box. I don't watch the news as much as I should.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, you know, I love catching up to see what's going on in the world out here. But at the same time, I feel like it's kind of like, you know, more negative than positive.
Right.
Yes.
And if you think about it, the news is running 24/7.
Yes.
And it's the same cycle of news just being repeated. Kind of like social media. You can scroll on through it, and it's endless. So it's gonna keep you either in that stress hormone, if you're watching the news constantly, or if you're on social media, it's gonna keep you with that. What other stress hormone will activate?
Yes.
Gratification, because you're constantly looking for notifications, for likes and stuff, and comparing stuff to others. So they're both in a way toxic when they are consumed. When they're consumed. When they're overconsumed, I should say, right? When they're overconsumed. So I feel like it's fine to have social media. It's fine to watch the news to catch up to what's going on, but in moderation, just like anything else, just like alcohol, just like sugar, just like everything. Like you have to be conscious of what you're doing, what you're consuming, how much you're taking, and making sure that you are producing, you're creating as much as you're consuming. And I feel like that's what the pandemic has really put me into. Face, just like, how much are you consuming? Is it equal to how much you're producing? And if it's not, like, you should do something about it, because in life, life is created out of equations, out of numbers. So I need to do more in making sure that I'm producing a lot more than I'm consuming, because I don't want to be consumed. I don't want to be a consumer.
Right.
I want to give to the world as an artist.
Exactly. And that's what you guys can check out on this platform, because we're gonna share, you know, our experiences throughout our personal challenges through this the entertainment industry. I know that I can't wait to share with you guys poetry. That's something to look forward to during the season. Also, you guys can look forward to some special guests. I can't say now, but you know, just stay tuned. The show is gonna be really good.
I can't wait to have your book release party.
Yes.
Because your book is gonna be published.
Yes.
It's gonna be a beautiful book of poetry.
Yes.
I can't wait to celebrate that.
I can't wait, because I'm gonna make sure that it's, you know, authentic to the utmost. Like, because I feel like that represents me. So I want to make sure that everything about my book, like I want to make sure that it's authentically through and out. And so,
and remember, it doesn't have to be perfect.
Yes.
Because perfectionism stops us from doing
Oh my God.
Tell me about it.
Right?
Especially for entrepreneurs out there, like getting started or doing something, it takes so much energy to accomplish and to do, because you're your own boss. And usually when you have somebody watching over you, whether it's like a teacher or professor, like you don't wait for perfection. You have to do it because there's a deadline. Right?
That's true
it's
too.
An
like you battle with that back and forth.
Yeah, and with entrepreneurship, it's up to you.
Yeah.
And it's up to you to be like, is it good enough? Is it perfect enough? And sometimes I constantly find myself preparing and just preparing and trying to be perfect for it and not actually starting and doing it. And it's something that I'm trying to get better at. By being conscious of it, like, oh, this is an issue, then battle that. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe get an accountability partner or somebody who says, you have to get this done by
That's
this
really
day.
good and helpful. Like, that's really good and helpful. I would say just, do it. Do it. Whatever you want to do, whatever you're feeling, do it. If you guys follow Empower Talk, Empower_Talk, you can tune into Message of the Weeks every Monday morning. You can check throughout all the Message of the Weeks, and one really stood out to me. And this young lady, she was saying, how about, we kind of get all stuck in our ways, like, we want to do something, we take too much time, just do it. And so that stuck with me.
Yeah.
And I love how different people around the world send their, videos in, and I love to see all the inspiration with Empower Talk, because that's something that kept me through during this pandemic, looking at the Message of the Week, looking at all the positive feedback from the pages and everything. So now you guys get up close and personal now with us. So make sure you tune in. Also check out our YouTube page as well, Empower Talk.
And I love that you started that, because at first the Messages of the Week was just between us, the co-hosts. And once I started seeing messages from other people and actually meeting some entrepreneurs who send messages, I was like, wow, this is beautiful. It's reaching out to a bigger audience, and that's what we want. And I love it.
Yes, me too.
It's inclusive too.
Seeing how everything is growing with Empire Talk, I feel like the vision actually coming to light, and I'm actually seeing it, at the forefront, and I'm really excited. I get to meet, new people. I get to discuss so many different ideas and topics. Like, I feel like you can't go wrong with being around a circle of entrepreneurs. Like, you just can't go wrong, because there's so much positive in the room. We uplift each other. We motivate each other. We have great debates. And we have our own opinions, we have our own mind, our own viewpoints, and our own different backgrounds. So when you have people from different angles and different rooms, or born here, out the country, you open the dynamic to a bigger room of listening. And so we have a lot in store for you guys, and I can't wait.
I know. I feel people are paying attention, and it's one of the reasons why Vogue Atlanta featured you. So congratulations. That's big.
Yes, I want to give a super shout out to Voyage ATL. Like, thank you guys for recognizing us and loving what we're doing. I just can't be grateful enough, because moments like that shows me that I'm on the right track, and seeing the vision is amazing.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that they see that as well.
Yes. So another thing too, like I wanted to discuss is not only, let me see, when we was talking earlier, and I was telling you about how I wanted to try to like kind of like do like more things with Empire Talk. I want to start to like reach out to some more
entrepreneurs.
Yeah. And so I did that, and we're gonna start to have like some classes, and we're gonna start to do some seminars. Yes. Okay. So you guys tune into that.
And then also panel talks, right?
Yes, panel talks. Yes, tune into our panel talks as well. But
what else could we do?
Well, you guys, tune in to our next episode, and thank you guys for tuning in. So, thank you guys.